What's the worst fighting game villain? I mean, it could be the final boss. It could be the final boss, final boss of a game, or it could just be one of the random evil guys in the game that you just feel like really kind of sucks as a villain. He really just somebody either you don't take him serious or he just sucks at his job or just how they made him as a character. So starting with you, Mr. Game and Love, who is it to you?
Worst fighting game villain. Um, that's a good question. I had a answer, but I don't want to say this guy because when you think about it, he's actually pretty good. Even though he's not meant to be taken seriously. Worst fighting game villain. Hmm. I want I want to say Balrog because he's muscle, but it's like he's part of Shadowloo, but it's like he's really just a hired man. But I think I'm gonna go with Fang because Fang is a villain, but I don't think nobody take him seriously. Like when you look at Fang, you don't really you see villain, but you see like when I look at Fang, I see like a One Piece villain, like a One Piece villain from a certain arc, and it's like, oh, we just gonna punch this dude in the face real quick and then be out. Um, but but when he said, well, like, when you see certain things he says and certain things in the story mode, it's like he's actually pretty efficient in certain ways, but it's because his like his ability is like pretty deadly. Like he literally touches you and you die. Well, they don't translate that well into the game part, but that's another but yeah, I don't know. He just so he kind of. I think people don't take him seriously, man. He's kind of goofy. Like if you look at, he's supposed to be like what the second hand to Bison, and it's like that's really all you can kind of see him as. I don't think people will see Fang as like the head of Shadowloo or something because it's like he just looks like a second hand jobber. It's like he's like, I finished this in 2 minutes. Like his voice, the way he walks, the way he just like goofy with the flight things. I just don't think nobody take him seriously, man. I think to me, I feel like Fang could have been such a cooler character. They'd have made him like a little more serious, a little more like look, I mean business. It was a character in Baki the Grappler. I forgot that character's name. He's one of the prisoners the Netflix version.
Yeah,
Basically the same thing. His specialty is poison. I think if they could have done him something like that, that would have been kind of cool.
the guy
Um,
with the poison hand.
yeah, the poison hands they basically just touch you and kill you. But yeah, I don't think people really took Fang seriously. So
Yanagi.
it's like, yeah, Inagi. And I mean the outfit is just like I don't know, man. So like I said, I mean it's like he takes stuff seriously, but I don't think nobody takes him seriously. So I feel like if you're a villain and don't nobody take you seriously, I think you kind of lost in that regard. If you don't strike fear, nobody like, oh, that's just Fang. He just tripping. Now if you see Bison, you like, hey man, hold up, you better be quiet for you get psycho crushed, man. And you over there talking, you're gonna get double knee pressed, and just Bison is just more intimidating, the size, the voice, hey, Bison, psycho crush, But Fang is like 2 minutes. So I told ya. Like, I can't take you serious in a fight like that, man. You supposed to be a villain? Come on, man. You supposed to be like, so told ya, or something like that. But I don't know. That's my answer, man. Even though I'm a Fang player and I like Fang as a character, I just think it's a villain. People just like, man, get out of here, man. But it's like you should be scared of him, but you're not. It's like he got poison in his hands, but you're like, man, get out of here if I slap you in the mouth. He said, but I can touch you and you could die. I don't care. I'm gonna slap you in the mouth. Get away from me. So my answer is Fang, man.
So when we're talking about like the worst villain ever, like the whenever I think of like a villain, and I know like some people might disagree with me, but I think of like that one character. Oh man, from what was it, King of Fighters? Like what was it, King of Fighters 2000? Which does anybody remember what game out of like Rugal's son? I guess was in. Was it 2003 or was it one after that?
I do not know.
Yeah, he was like Rugal's son. Whenever I see that guy, I just think I never think bad guy. I think of okay, like you're just Rugal's son. Like he has like some of Rugal's moves and everything like that, but it's like I'm just like, yeah, it's Rugal Jr., but I'm kind of like, okay, well, where's Rugal at, man? Like, I just kind of like, where's your dad, man? Are you lost?
Seems like he first
like,
came in KOF 94. It seems like from his wiki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because like the first time I saw him was like later on. I was after that, and I was kind of like, who's this guy? I'm like, oh, he's got all Rugal's moves. I guess he's related to Rugal. I guess he's like his son or something like that. And I didn't really take him seriously. I just look at him, and he's like, hi, and then he does all Rugal's moves. He does like the really crazy air combos and everything like that. And I'm just like, okay. He's got a sister in the background playing on the piano, which is actually really cool. I'll give him that. That is really sick. But like he himself is just kind of like, I don't know. There's just nothing about him that was ever intimidating to me. Like compare him to some of the other bad guys that have been in like King of Fighters, like Chrysalid and like Mukai and stuff like that. Like these guys are like really big, intimidating enemies who look like they're going to like rip your arms off. But then you got like, like whatever his name is, Adelaide, Kool-Aid. I don't know what his name is, but like, I just look at him, just like, I'm not impressed, man. You look, I don't know. There's just nothing about him that screams to me, okay, this is the bad guy. Like this is the bad guy. I'm just expecting Rugal to just come out of the shadows, like, all right, son, get out of the way. Let me handle this. Kind of like how it's like basically how like Omni-Man is to Invincible, right? Like, it's like, all right, get out of the way. Like the kid show's over. It's time for the adults to go to work. So yeah, man, I don't really have a whole lot to say on like worst villain other than I think that he's like to me is the worst villain. Like just not intimidating, barely memorable. Barely memorable at least for me. Just that, yeah, that's my answer for like the worst fighting game villain. Just, nah, man.
My answer for fighting game villain, I wanted to say something like unique. Like I wanted to say Zasalamel at first because I don't like it, it's like he's technically kind of like a villain for what he's doing, but he's really not. So it's kind of like he's kind of like my worst villain because it's like you want me to take him as a villain, but he's really not. Like I kind of like the dude. Like if I live 2,000 years, I'd be trying to wonder what's up after this too. So you almost kind of like sympathize with him, but. I guess when I could, another one that popped into my mind was Goro from Mortal Kombat, because it seemed like, he was just, when it's time to get serious, they'd just be like, okay, you can kill about 1,000 scrubs, but now when you fight like a Mortal Kombat protagonist, it's just, get out my face. And then it's just, he's just easily disposed of. So, I even saw like, they said that Johnny Cage even beat him just by tricking him and kicking him off a cliff. So it's just like, alright, but isn't he supposed to be like big, intimidating forearms, like ripping people limb from limb? Like if y'all wrestling with 2 arms, he got another 2 to just be body shotting your liver and stuff like that. Like ain't he supposed to be like that guy? But it's like apparently not. Apparently he just when it's time for the get down, it's just like, all right, next, like, wait a minute, don't you take me serious? Like, nah, I mean, if you come close, I'm going to just jab you in your face and we go get this over with. So, let's just go ahead and save yourself the destruction and just back up off me. So, I'd have to say Goro. So, anybody else have anything they want to add?